Hello and welcome back to my channel, chosen ones. Thank you for being here. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. This is my series where I'm talking about chosen ones going through a divorce. It's not easy, but sometimes it's what we have to do so that we can continue to elevate. And we go through these things for a transformation, and I believe we come out on the other side better, much better, much more connected to our higher selves. So I don't know which part this is. So I don't I think it's part 5 or part 6, but we're talking about when the police are here, we're here, and should he throw me out the window, or I am gonna throw you out the window, I should throw you out the window. Either way, to me it's a threat, but the police saw it differently. So that night, police left. I'm sitting on the curb crying my eyes out, don't know what to do, can't go back in the house. I'm kicked out, stranded. And I heard even before when I came out the house, my son was still in the house, and I heard him yelling at my son, "You go with your mother too," and still my son was protecting him. Didn't want me to get him arrested that night. I mean, ultimately, eventually he gets arrested in this story, but not that night. He doesn't get arrested. So, yeah, I'm stranded. I have these 3 kids here sitting on the curb with me, I don't know, in the middle of the night. And I don't know what to do, where to go. His sister, she lives in Baltimore. She offered to come and get me. And I said, no, it's like 2, 3 in the morning. No, but thank you. His sister loves me. But again, I didn't hear from his parents, didn't hear from his brother. And I'm hysterical. I mean, and when I called, I left a message, hysterical, crying, Randy kicked me out. And I'm on the street, like I left a detailed message on the answering machines for his mother and his brother. Nobody called me back. Everybody I left a message. I didn't just hang up. So I get my bearings together. I'm just like, okay, what to do. I start thinking. Can't go back in the house. So I go to the bank, take out some money, and I go to a hotel. Me and my kids, we stay at a hotel for I don't know, 3 or 4 days, day to day. We just hanging out at the hotel. My son thinks it's like Disneyland. He's oldest. He should have been a little bit more mature about the situation. I look back, but they didn't know how serious this was. So we're in the hotel for about 3 or 4 days, and eventually I talk to my oldest sister in Pennsylvania, and I go to stay with her. And I tell her, I said, listen, I'm only gonna be here for 30 days. At that moment, that's when I had a plan. I had a plan from God, literally. I had God's plan in my head. And I told you, like I said, I was already running a business. So I said, I just got to amp up my business. And I started working that business, working it like there was no tomorrow. I didn't sleep. I would get up early, exercise, because my sister had exercise machine bike. I would get on that machine every morning, do my prayer, do my meditation, do my reading, and just start doing my business. I was dedicated, absolutely dedicated. And he was calling me, oh, come back, I'm sorry, and I'll never do it again. And I was like, nope. And not only was I'm saying no, but then I had my sister, my brother-in-law in my ear talking about, if you ever go back to him, my brother-in-law said, if you ever go back to him, I'm never talking to you again. And so they put me really in a really, difficult situation, because my head is saying, don't go back. My heart is saying, this is my family. I don't want to break up my family. That was one thing I never wanted to do, is break up my family. I took my marriage vows to him serious. Oh, I never even talked about when we got married. But we did get married. Oh, I never said that part. So I eventually got a divorce from my other husband, who's in prison. I had my son. Got married that year. I had my son in January. Got married in July, and yeah, and then had 2 more children after him. After my son. But yeah, we got married. Was married from July 28, 1999. We got married. So yeah, so I didn't want to break up my marriage. I know, we were going through bad things, but I felt like maybe we would get some marriage counseling. Initially we had talked about all this stuff and he didn't want to go, but I was like, maybe this is opportunity to see things differently. So, but I had people in my ear telling me, no, you better not go back, 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 so, and I'm just like, and deep down inside, I felt like I shouldn't go back, because I endured a lot in those, in those years. What was it, 18 years by that time? It was a lot. I had endured a lot in 18 years. I had endured a lot, but I always thought about the good times, like I always thought about the good moments. But lo and behold, even to this day, didn't go back. But anyway, so I was working my business, working, because I did not want to stay with my sister too long. I know how it is living with her. She left me a couple times before, and I was like, I'm not gonna stay here with her and her husband forever. I told her 30 days. I'm only staying here for 30 days. And that's all I stayed there for. I stayed with her. So my plan was to go get a place down in Florida, and and I was gonna rent a house. My little sister, she was in an abusive relationship down there, and she wanted to get away from her significant other down there. It wasn't a marriage, but she was in a relationship. She wanted to get rid of her partner. And so at the same time, it's like we both were running away from these situations. So I told her, I said, listen, I'm going to rent a house for us. You can live with me and the kids, you just pay your half of the rent or whatever, and we're going to make it work. So, and that's what I did. I told her I was calling the realtors and everything, made her go, because she was already in Florida, I made her go look at the homes while I was talking to the realtor, and we found a place, and it was nice. It was huge. It was my dream home. It was literally my dream home. I had 2 master bedroom suites, 6 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, 6, I think it was 6 bedrooms, 1, 2, yeah, all of my kids had their own rooms. My oldest daughter wasn't there, she had her own house. 1, 2, 3, 4, it was 5 bedrooms. 2 of the bedrooms were master bedroom suites. 1 was on the top floor, 1 was on the bottom. I gave my sister the top floor, I took the bottom one, and my kids had their own rooms. My daughters had their own bathrooms. It was 5 bathrooms, something like that. I don't remember, but it was my dream house. It had everything except a pool and a jacuzzi. But my bathtub in my room looked like a jacuzzi, but it wasn't. It just was huge. It was huge. It was great. It was beautiful. I was stepping there. It had a lake across this, like right in. Oh, it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. I was so happy. My son and I drove the U-Haul down there. We came, got all my stuff while he was at work. Like we did the great escape. One day he was at work. We came into that apartment, took everything. We cleaned up everything, all my stuff, all my children's stuff, all my furniture, everything left. And by the time he got home, all he saw was that a hurricane came through there, and he was not happy, but I didn't care. So moved down to Florida, beautiful, palm trees, sun, warmth, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then I lost it all.